Welcome to Dad Investor, where I started with $2,000 and now I have $8,617. That's going to go up and down. That's the nature of the market, and that's one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned, is not to give up on your trades too early. And this is a good example because I've had kind of a tough couple of days, physically, mentally busy with the family, but also the markets have been kind of down. So I started doing what I used to do before the wheel, which is vertical spreads. So I have two main strategies. Today I want to go over my two main strategies that I've been running, which is the wheel and verticals. The wheel is basically selling puts, and you sell covered calls on stocks that you like, and you basically make money on both sides of the market, whether it goes up or down. It's the safest strategy. Warren Buffett does it. It's the best overall strategy. That being said, it's very slow. You don't make a ton of money doing that unless you take big risks. I've kind of done that, but luckily I'm still ahead. But like I said, it's slow. I didn't build up my account from $2,000 running the wheel, and I don't think I could, even now, given what I know, and I don't think anyone could. At least it would take a really long time. Like, you might as well just save money and work and then run the wheel later after you get 10K, right? So in the spirit of the 10K challenge, I decided I should really go over verticals, since it's the best way to build your portfolio with not a lot of money. The return is much better. You're getting a return of, more than 10%. I'll show you. You can get a return of 20-25%, or better if you can do technical analysis well enough, but that's for another video. But just so you know, the more you learn about probabilities and math, the better off you're going to be with the market, because it's all about probabilities. And I think in the last couple of days, the trades I've made have all been really good in terms of, I think I've won every single one of them, especially in a bull market like this. Like, you kind of can't go wrong. See? So this one, for example, and this one, for example, and this one, for example. So that's why I'm getting a lot more money back. Honestly, I kind of want to close this one. So if you look at the puts, so I sold the 431 and I bought the 427. So what does that look like? So open. It's a lot worse. So right now the trade has lost its value because time has gone on. So if I were to open this right now, it would only give me $17, as you can see, max profit. But I got this for $58. Big difference, right? So positive 40. What does that mean? Okay, so when I placed this trade a few days ago, you see date open is 4/9, expiration date is 4/17. So 4/17, I don't know when you're going to watch this, but that's 6 days from now. So in a few days, like next week, this is going to expire. I'm just going to close it now. I like to take profits at 50%, and it really depends. There's no obvious answer for when that will be, because that could be pretty soon, that could be in a long time. So if you're hitting 70%, so okay, look at this. So average credit received. So this is what I am going to get out of this, best case scenario, if I win. $58. I'm looking to just take $40 home, right? Because $41 is 70%. So I want to buy it back for $18, or $19. So close 17. So I'm going to put in 18. High likelihood, which means it's probably going to be done. Partially filled, fully filled. I'm out. So I just won that trade. I've been doing that all day, all week. So how do you open one of these up? So what I like to do, and this is very, quick math. Go in here. Okay, so it's going way above the mean, so it's going to hit the top. And if it does come back, it'll probably come back around this level, so 441. So I'm going to sell around 440. Am I getting a good price at 440? Not really. So I go further out in time. I like that. So next week on Tuesday. Oh, also, so the way that you open a vertical spread is you don't just sell the put, because that would be insane. I don't have $43,000. But look, if you buy the lower leg and it's only $1, then the total between the max loss and the max profit, which is the money that we put into the contract, is going to add up to $100. So out of the $100, I get 18 if I win. So that might not sound great, but that's more than 10%. That's more than 20%. I think, yeah. What I usually do, because a lot of these are based on allocation, so I want to allocate, a few percent per position. So I have $8,000. So $80 is 1%. And so 2 or 3%, whatever that is, 160 plus $200, $300. That's fine. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And so out of $300, I'm going to get $48. So these are the sorts of trades I've been making, because the market's pretty clearly going up and down. It'll probably come back down. I don't like to bet against the market, so I don't like to do covered call or vertical spreads on the other side, where you are expecting it to come down. I don't like to do those because historically they have not been awesome for me. I'm also no longer doing iron condors or butterflies, because that's how I lost a lot of money in the beginning. So anyway, this is the trade I want. I'm sure people will tell you not to do this, but I like to open the trade quickly, so I'm going to do 4.7. I'm going to do 4.6, because I immediately want get it done. I just don't have time, which is kind of in the spirit of the channel. So order filled, $300 collateral, but whatever amount of that is mine. So you can see here's my only thing. So $46 of that out of the 300 is mine, or is being paid to me. And that's how you open a vertical spread. And like I showed you before, these are all going quite well. I just opened that. So theta has not had time to pull the value down, and the direction is quite good. So I'm not worried about it. These are all on SPY. So how do you pick tickers? So that's kind of the idea. So how do you pick tickers, which are just the underlying stock or whatever? These are not stocks. That's why I say ticker symbols. How do you pick a symbol to trade? Well, liquidity. You need something that is liquid enough to trade out of. That's why my screeners I use, and this is just for the wheel, but in general, I use things that at least the average volume of options trades is over 50,000. Now, QQQ and the SPY, these are the giant, ETFs that S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, like these are, everything is, these are the gold standard, essentially. These have the most volume ever. So you have the most liquidity. It's so much liquidity that you can make trades day of, like day to day. You don't even make trades for, once a week. Let me show you. So on SPYs, let's say, if I were to open a position on SPY, it's not even next week. It's like every day next week. So this is why it's so important, because this has so much volume that you have complete freedom. So I love these because usually you can get a pretty good sense of the market, and then you can basically trade mean reversions. So essentially using the Bollinger Band, like I just showed you. If you're interested in learning more about, I'm going to make a educational series on that later. But this is the verticals. So this is how you open puts, vertical spreads, put credit spreads. So you're selling a put, and then when you buy the bottom leg, essentially you're buying protection. So you don't actually have to own the stock ever, and you can't lose it all, because these are worth so much money. So because you're buying the lower leg, it covers you in case the stock does fall and you totally lose. You can't totally lose, because the second option will protect you, and then you'll come out having lost, but not having lost $40,000. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I like to use Delta. I guess I didn't go over that. So how do you pick the tickers? Well, I just use SPY and QQQ. How do you pick the trade? Well, just showed you. So the days, I kind of am going not too far in the future. I usually go 1 or 2 weeks. I used to go a lot farther, but it just wasn't working, so I stopped. Because I like to cash in, every week. And so since I take 50% profits or better, I close them beforehand. So I like to make trades that are usually a week or two away, so I have more time to close them or roll them. And the strategy here is, okay, I'm selling a put, let's say, on the 22nd. Okay. So I think I showed you before, but I didn't explain it. So let's say, what is this? So I ignore the chance of profit and just look at the Greeks. See down here on the Greeks, you can see it's 0.235. That means the direction is going up. And that means that 23% chance that if I place this trade, I will lose, which means I have a 76 something percent chance, 70, we'll just say 77% chance, give or take, of winning this trade. So essentially you're using probabilities. The theta is good. It's 16, which is $16 a day, because again, everything is 100x because options occur in 100 packs. So anyway, that's how I pick the trades. It's really straightforward. You just need to find a data expiration and a delta. That's all I do. And I've been winning all of these trades, assuming that you also look at the direction based on the Bollinger Band and the moving averages. So I'll quickly go over that again. Apologize for this not being the most organized video, but I mean, obviously that's too zoomed in. You want to zoom out to a month or more, and you're doing 1 day intervals. And you can do this on Robinhood. You don't need special equipment. I mean, I have TradeStation and stuff as well, so I do actually do more complicated technical analysis, but I almost never use it for these because I don't need to. I just look at the monthly 3-month view, and I can see where it's going. Like look at this. It comes to the mean, and then from there it's like, okay, well, it'll go down. You never know. So I usually trade when it comes out of here, or if it's like way above the center of the Bollinger Band. So like here it goes, it reverts to the mean always, and then it pops somewhere else, pops up or pops down. Everything's been popping up. It's an election year. So even when it dips down, it comes back up. So if you're entering from here, you would basically wait and see where it's going. But here, this is a clear time to trade. Like when it comes down here, it's like, okay, it's probably going to come back up. Do a put around here, especially once it starts to move. And then you can collect when you hit that 50%. But here, where we are today, I'm pretty sure it's going to keep going up. And if it comes back down, I don't think it will hit below that. And that's what I'm doing. So, not the most sophisticated technical analysis, but it's working. And the protection that you do inherently is you don't really do a ton of money. You have to be willing to lose whatever you put in when it comes to these, because unlike the wheel, it's not safe. You could lose all the money. So I could lose the $254 I put into this contract. So it's more of a risk. That's why, if you have less money, just make smaller increments and roll out of it if you start to get in trouble. All right, y'all. Hope that makes sense. Managing trades is actually really hard. I'm going to make a course on that. I'm going to make a course on everything, all the mechanics, how to find good tickers, how to understand this, and then how to do it. But I want to do it first. So once I hit 10K is when I'm going to start coming out with these courses. And they'll all be free on YouTube. I'm planning on making some paid membership type thing, more so if you want coaching, but we'll see. But for sure, I'm going to make a lot of instructional videos on how to do this on Robinhood from your phone without needing any fancy equipment. So I hope if you made it this far in the video, if you like that, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking. And yeah, Happy hunting. Good luck to everybody. Love y'all. Peace.